I want to share an important guidance for women on how to protect themselves, both mentally and physically, if you feel like you're encountering someone who's been influenced by ideologies like the red pill. The red pill generally is this term that is used in online communities that promote ideas that claim that there's a hidden truth around gender roles and power dynamics between men and women. They often argue that modern culture has masked what they believe is the natural order of how relationships should be. And while these relationships can range from men's self-improvement, they can also tend to produce extremely anti-feminist rhetoric. And the harmful narratives that they spread can directly impact women both physically and mentally. So below are some key points on how you can recognize that you are around a man or somebody who has been influenced or affected by this type of way of thinking. If you're around somebody who constantly spews rhetoric around male and gender roles and how certain people should do certain things because of the gender that they are, and if they sometimes become violent, be it verbally or physically, trying to impose these said values on you. You can also take cues from somebody that has been exposed to this by seeing the way they interact online, the types of people that they follow, and the types of online messaging content that they engage with. And once you notice this, it's important to go into self-preservation mode in order to maintain your well-being. And I speak direct, and this message is directly targeted at women because I'm not a man, and I honestly don't know what men go through in order for them to get influenced by this type of way of thinking. But we see in hospitals where these types of cases are becoming more and more prevalent, to the point where hospitals have had to put in place protocols on how to deal with situations where they feel like there is an instance of intimate partner violence. And 80% of the time, women are always on the receiving end of this. Ideologies like the red pill devalue women by portraying them as manipulative or only worthy of engaging with for intimacy purposes. And this constant exposure to such misogynistic messaging can increase stress, anxiety, and erode self-worth and self-confidence for women, which can lead to further healthcare problems down the line. And it's not just the mental and physical implications, but a lot of the times when such hostile views get normalized, they can also justify a lot of aggressive and violent behavior towards women, which we all know that physical violence can sometimes have very fatal consequences. And so it's important for women experiencing this to learn how to set very clear personal boundaries. You need to clearly define what behavior is acceptable in your relationships with friends, family, and partners. And this might include limits on how people talk to or about you. For example, let those around you know that disrespectful language or objectification is not tolerated. And you also need to be assertive on these boundaries. You need to be able to communicate if someone's behavior makes you uncomfortable and express your feelings clearly and directly. And if that gets ignored, then seek professional help. If you suspect that a relationship or an interaction may be turning abusive, or if you feel threatened, seek help from healthcare professionals, counselors, or other community resources. If you're in a hospital setting, know that staff are trained to identify different signs and can connect you with the resources that you need. And the best way you can take care of yourself is to empower yourself. This can be through education and keeping yourself informed to know that things like this are real and are such a threat to women. And I also understand that men are under a lot of pressure, and sometimes this can become a more mental thing for them. But for women who are on the receiving end of this, you need to be able to protect yourself as well. And if you find yourself in a situation where you need to advocate for your health or advocate for your own well-being, don't be afraid to do that and ask questions and demand respect and find policies that really promote your own interest. If you found this helpful and you feel like you've been exposed to this ideology or somebody who has been exposed to this, let us know how you navigated this and subscribe to find more videos on how to stay healthy.